Guys, what is up? It is Kansas Kid. The approach to silver stacking. There's a lot of approaches. There's a lot of ways to go after it. A lot of ways that you can, there's no right, there's no wrong way. Um, you know, you learn a lot. I think you learn as you go on, and you kind of define your way and your method of how you stack and what you do. So I was just watching a video that Fish put out, and titled "You're Not Welcome." Check it out, because what he discusses, is very, very similar to kind of how I think and how I go about what I do. We stack very, very similar, with our method and our approach and stuff like that. So we just had a pullback on spot price. Whenever it dropped down into the 20s, that's when I really started keeping an eye on what was going on. And I went ahead and picked up, it was a little over 25 ounces. I've got some of it in here that I got, and then the other stuff I haven't got in. So I bought some stuff at Spot also that Hero Bullion puts on, SD Bullion as well, JM Bullion does it. So I got some from Hero. I haven't ordered any Spot deals from them. So when it dropped down in the 29, I went ahead and picked up 5 ounces of Spot. And now I think JM Bullion, I believe is what it is, it's 10 ounces of Spot. So I picked up 5, and already, if you look now, silver's back up, well over $30. I think it cleared 31 today. But, so actually that silver right there was purchased well under melt. Now it was. So I did pretty good on that. So I'm waiting for that to come in, and when it comes in, I'll show you guys. It's just a handful of buffaloes is what they offered. Picked up a 10-ounce bar as well. So, whenever it went under $20 or into the $20 mark, then I was like, well, this is the time to add some weight. So I did. Fish was talking about all he could find was quarters. That was the same thing with me too. So I didn't buy a whole lot, but I do have a tube of quarters going. That's about half full, probably. Well, it's about a quarter full. That I just need to slowly add to it and get that one finished up. I don't normally buy quarters, and this tube right here, I've probably been working on this tube for probably 2 years. But so I just I bought a dollar face just to add to that, because I'd like to get that filled up and put away in the box and be done with it, and not buy any more quarters at all again. Come with Fish, I don't like buying quarters. So going back to that, when you find spot deals like that, I don't care what it is I'm getting. Guys, I didn't have a single buffalo in my stack because I sold them all. Probably I don't know, a year ago or so, maybe a little over a year ago, I sold quite a bit of my buffaloes, and then I turned it into some gold. I sold a bunch of just generic buffaloes and some sovereigns and stuff like that, and just converted it into gold back whenever it was in the upper 70s. So that's where my buffaloes went. So now I got a good deal on these buffaloes, and then I have more buffaloes coming in from Hero Bullion. To get to my free shipping, I was going for, the company I ordered from was $150. I threw in a 2025 ASC, just because I continuously stack ASCs. One of these was a reverse proof, so I got one of those just to say I got one. And there's an Asahi, and this one is Silvertown, maybe. I think Silvertown. So they're all different, and they were all the same price. So, guys, always keep a tube of something going. Like I said, this one I've been working on for a long time. ASCs. I've got another ASC tube I started this year. It's got a 2025 in it. So I'm just adding to it. Just keep adding, even if it's a little bit at a time. So I'm going to add another ASC to that one there, and we're working on that. And I started a new tube because I've got these 3 buffaloes. Well, I've got 5 more coming in, so that's going to give me 8. So I'm just going to start a new tube of buffaloes. I've got a tube of generics I've got started. I was going to throw them in there, but I was like, no, because I've already got quite a few. Now, kind of like what Fish was talking about, that if I threw these in here, I would fill it up until I broke it down into other tubes. For example, ASCs. If I fill this thing up and it gets full, and I count them, and I'm like, I have 14 2025s, and I've got, 1998 and, whatever it is, other dates. Well, I would take those 2025s and put them in their own tube and go strictly for a tube of just 2025s. And that's how you branch out your stacking method. And that just creates an approach to silver stacking. And as you do that, it branches out, and you get more and more tubes and all this stuff, and then that's whenever you really start seeing gaining weight, and then you have something to look for. You have something to specifically go after, eagles or buffaloes or generic whatever, and that is whenever you get a good deal on something, or you get a spot deal, whatever it may be. So I've got this tube going. I'm gonna throw some more quarters in here. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot in there, but I just went ahead and got $1 just to throw in there. And I've got some other tubes that I'm working on. This different stuff. This is just stuff I got here. But I keep a separate box that I keep all these random tubes in that I know are not full. And I just keep them all in this box, and I know I can buy ASCs, I can buy buffaloes, I can buy some constitutional. Open it up, throw it in that box, or pull a tube out, throw it in there, and then and you're good to go. If you guys have not got spot deals from Hero Bullion or SD Bullion or something, whenever it dips down to a good price that you like, I really suggest to do it. Even if it's just cheap weight, that's what we want to have in our stack, right? Cheap weight. And if it dips down like that, this is what you want to get. And like I said, buffaloes aren't something I normally go after, but if it is at spot price, I'll definitely go for it. And like I said, and now, these buffaloes, I got for under spot for where spot is at right now. I got for under spot. So, that's a win-win. Now, the approach where how I like to look at everything I have is I like to see silver go down, because I can acquire more for less money, right? When it does go up, it means my assets go up; they're worth more. But I like to accumulate more, as spot price goes down. So, it's just an approach. There's a bunch of different approaches out there, but yeah, I agree. Oh, hey, did you guys get your Florida Goldbacks? You can get these for free. Free Florida Goldbacks if you want to get on their mailing list. They have going on there. FG Stacker put a thing out, a short. So if you want to check out how to do them, go to FG Stacker and check out free Goldbacks. They sent me 2 of them, and I don't mind being on their mailing list. I'm totally cool with that. So I got 2 Florida Goldbacks to add to my Goldback stack. ASCs, Buffaloes, Constitutional. Guys, that is what we're doing. I appreciate your time, and I'll talk to you soon.